Hi, it's Alison Canavan, and in this video I'm going to guide you through a beautiful body scan meditation. Using mindfulness meditation to help us reconnect to ourselves is actually a very powerful tool. So yes, we're going to use our breath and we're going to scan down through our body and we're going to become aware of what's happening in our body. But as we're talking about awareness, let's also talk about during your flight. So during your flight today, it's important that you're aware of how you're feeling during your flight. So one of the main things that you need to do is stay hydrated. And when you go to the bathroom, use those opportunities to stretch. So you can roll your ankles while you're sitting in the chair. You can also stretch your arms up into the air and do this often. So when we stay hydrated during our flight, we feel better at the other end because when we're in the air, our bodies can become dehydrated. So ease off the caffeine and also the alcohol. So mindfulness meditation helps us to reconnect to ourselves. So we live in a world that's very disconnected. So not only are we disconnected from ourselves, and yes, this can be because of things like our phone and social media, but also we're just very busy. But because we're disconnected from ourselves, we're also disconnected from each other and then from the world at large. So when we come home to ourselves and we use a practice like the body scan, we begin to start to listen to our body because our body is always speaking to us. It's just that we're not listening. So we're going to just become aware of what's happening for us in our body as we scan through it. And are there any emotions that are coming up for us? During our mindfulness meditation, it's important that we don't get entangled and we don't start going off into the story of whatever emotion we're feeling. So what we're trying to do here, the aim of the game, is that we're just observing how we are. So almost like you're looking on yourself and you're observing how you are in that moment. And it's really important that you do this from a non-judgmental perspective. So one of my great teachers, Rebecca in UCLA, said to me once that mindfulness not met with self-compassion causes anxiety. This is very, very important to hear because when you're not used to sitting with yourself, when you're not used to just sitting on your own with your breath, emotions are going to come up when you give yourself that sense of space, pause, and silence. But all your emotions are energy. That's what emotions are. They are energy in motion. And what can we do with energy? We can move it. So by simply observing what's happening and allowing our emotions to come up, all they want is to be seen. And once we see them and we accept them for what they are, we allow them to pass through. So when we're dealing with depression, it can usually be because we suppress our emotions and we push them down. And we do this over years. We're pushing down things that are happening in experiences. And what we're trying to do during our mindfulness practices is we're trying to bring things up for healing and allow them to release and let go. Because we can't make way for the new, which is new opportunities, new experiences in life, if we're still clinging on to all the old stuff and things that don't serve us. So one of the most beautiful practices that you can do at home in your day-to-day life is in the morning, wake up, take a few deep breaths, ask yourself the most important question every single day. How am I feeling? How am I feeling right now? What do I need in this moment? And before you go to bed at night, and you can practice this on your flight today, before you go to bed at night, check in with yourself and ask yourself, how was my day today? What happened during my day today that I don't need to carry with me into my sleep? I don't need anymore. And by shedding those little layers, I kind of look at it as like peeling layers off an onion. And by consistently and constantly peeling these layers off an onion, we refresh ourselves because everything is energy. Actually, we think that the currency is money that the world runs on, but actually it's energy because we attract the same kind of energy that we're putting out to ourselves. And you will see this if you're at a party and someone comes into the room and you say, wow, they really lit up the room. Or someone comes into the room and you say, oh gosh, the whole kind of energy fell when that person walked in. There you go. That's it. That's energy, but in its most extreme form. But all day, every day, we are working with subtle energy forms. We have very little time in our lives today. And while you're sitting on your flight, it's the perfect time to spend a little bit of time with yourself, because the relationship that you have with yourself, believe it or not, is A, the most important one, and B, the only one that'll be consistent from birth till death. Think about this. You're born into a family, you grow up in a family, and then you are going to leave. Maybe you're going to start your own family. You might even have your own children, and then they grow up and leave. All different relationships chopping and changing throughout your life. We also lose those that we love. So does it not make sense to work on the most important relationship first, which is the one with yourself? So I'd love to invite you to join me for this beautiful body scan meditation now. So you're just going to listen to my voice. I'm going to guide you through the practice. So if it's comfortable for you, you can close your eyes. And if not, you can just lower your gaze. Sitting comfortably in your seat with your feet on the ground, and place your hands in your lap or on your knees, wherever they're comfortable. And let's just become aware of our breath. Just bringing our awareness gently to our breath. And notice where in your body you feel your breath the most. So for some, it can be up around the face area, the nose. For some, around the heart, chest area. And for some, the abdomen. So as you gently place your awareness on your breath, where you feel it the most, just watch it, be with it. Watch it as it rises and falls, rises and falls, rises and falls. Noticing the journey of the breath as it moves in and out through our body. And now we're going to bring our awareness to the top of our head. And we're going to very gently just begin to scan the top of our scalp. And as we do, we're going to notice any sensations. As we move down the back of our head, around to the side, into our ears. As we move back up the top of our head, we're going to very gently begin to scan down our forehead. And very often we hold a lot of stress and tension in our face without even realizing. So as you begin to scan further down your eyebrows, your eyes, and gently down into your cheeks, just notice, are there any areas in your jaw that feel tense? And if you do, feel free to stretch your jaw out really wide, and just allow your mouth to come back together gently. This helps to release any tension in the jaw. This practice also brings awareness to where we hold stress in our body. As we begin to move down now into our chin area and our mouth. And very gently we're going to begin to scan down through our throat area now. Just taking a couple of breaths here. As we move down now into our shoulders, and our shoulders are an area that hold a lot of tension. So just notice, how are your shoulders? How are you feeling right now? And again, there's no right or wrong way to feel. All feelings are welcome. All emotions are welcome. In this practice, we're just observing what is happening in this moment. So if you feel that your shoulders are quite tense, you can bring them up to your ears and hold them up to your ears, and then release and drop them. And bring them up, 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 up to your ears. And release. Now bring your awareness into your right shoulder. And we're going to begin to scan down our upper arm, moving down into our right elbow, down further into our lower right arm. And we're going to bring our awareness as we head into our wrist, into each individual finger, beginning with the thumb, and then each finger, all the way until we get to the baby finger. And when you've done this, just notice your hand. Does it feel heavy, light? Is it touching your other hand? Or maybe it's just sitting on your lap or touching your knee. And here what we're doing is we're bringing awareness into our body. And for some of us, we might never have looked this closely at different parts of our body before. So become curious. Curious about how different parts of your body feel, and have fun with this. As we bring our awareness now back up into our left shoulder, we very gently begin to scan down our upper left arm, moving down our upper left arm into our left elbow. Continue down now into our lower left arm and into our wrist. And again, we're going to move into first the thumb, and then each individual finger, all the way until we get to the baby finger. And now here, take a moment to notice how both hands feel. If they're touching, notice the connection. If they're sitting on your lap, just notice that connection with your lap. And now we come back up to the chest area. And as we begin to scan down, we're going to pass through the heart area, taking a moment here just to think about how incredible our body is. A heart that beats, pumping blood around our body, a beautiful, intelligent organ. As we move down now into our lungs and think about how hard they work, breathing in and out. Continue to scan down now, past our ribs, down to our abdomen, where all our digestive organs are. And just think about how miraculous our body is. All it does for us, all day long. And as you're in your abdomen, your stomach area, just take a moment here to notice how you are. For a lot of people, they hold a lot of tension and emotions here. So it's a nice opportunity to give yourself permission to release and let go. Using your breath, bring your breath to your abdomen, and on the out breath, just release and let go. Just take a moment here in silence now to do this. And now we come up to the back of the neck as we begin to very gently scan down our back. Just noticing what's going on as we do. Noticing any feelings of stress or tension, any aches or pains. And again, we're not judging. We're just noticing. We're just observing. Scan all the way down until we get to our hip area. And when we get to our hips, just take a moment to notice how you feel sitting in the chair. Are you comfortable? And if you're not, feel free to readjust. How does your body feel? Does it feel light? Does it feel heavy? Are you tired, energized? Check in. How are you? And now we begin to very gently move down our right thigh. Moving down our right thigh, past our right knee. Continuing down our right shin now, all the way down to our right foot. And here we're going to bring awareness into each individual toe, beginning with our big toe, and moving along each individual toe, all the way till we get to the baby toe. And here, notice the connection between your foot and the floor. Bringing our awareness down to our feet helps to ground us, bring us into our body, into the present moment. Now we come back up and we're going to do the same with the left leg. As we gently begin to scan down our left thigh, all the way down to our left knee, continuing down our left shin now, down into our left ankle, and again into each individual toe, beginning with the big toe, all the way to the baby toe. And again here, I would like you to feel the connection with the floor beneath your feet. And we're just going to take a few breaths in silence now. And now we're going to take 3 deep breaths together. On the in-breath, we're going to breathe in beautiful, fresh, new energy. And on the out-breath, we're going to release any stagnant, stale, stuck emotions that we no longer need as we take our first in-breath together. And breathe out through your mouth. And again. And breathe out, release. And our final one. And release. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So thank you so much for joining me for that lovely body scan meditation. And what we're doing there is we're getting to know ourselves a little bit better. We're listening to our own intuition. Words are very powerful because they have great meaning. And if we break the word intuition up, what does it mean? It means being tutored from the inside out, because it is an inside-out world. And all you really need to do is get quiet and listen. And the more you listen, the more you trust, and the more you'll be guided by your inner GPS system, which will never lead you astray. So thank you very much for joining me today.